Yeah, you know, I think that's it's a very good question, because about 6 weeks ago, everybody would have thought that the world was coming to an end and we needed to do whatever we had to do. We would have needed to sell our future for the sake of being able to drill right off the coast of Florida. I think what you're seeing right now is that's not necessarily true. And I think that what that shows is, and this isn't really a state representative or a state legislative issue, but it's really a Congress issue. It's the mentality that they don't really want to think ahead. They don't want to plan for the future of what we really need to do about trying to become energy independent. We're not going to be able to drill our way out of this situation. I have been on the record for a number of weeks that I would not have been in favor of drilling in the eastern part of the Gulf of Mexico. I think that would be a mistake, as Barry aptly mentioned and everything. Even when Hurricane Gustav came through into Galveston, they had some major spills that they are still cleaning up the beaches. Tourism is the largest industry in Florida, still, I hope. And we can't sacrifice that opportunity for that. What we do need to do is we need to have a comprehensive energy program. And that includes alternative energy sources like wind, solar, and all of those other things. We need to take a look at nuclear. We need to get really serious about improving our infrastructure for gas for cars. Do you realize that in the entire state of Florida, we have one gas station that you can stop by and fill up a car with natural gas? Whereas if you go out into Texas and Oklahoma and all, they are all over the place. If we were serious about this thing, we would be dedicated, and we would say that our infrastructure is important, and we need to be able to get that infrastructure available so that we can start taking a look at these alternative sources. So what my plan has been, and what I have shown in all the years, is I look for the long-term solution, regardless of whatever that says that we have to do right today, but try to look for what's going to be best for not only us, but for our children. So thank you.
I'm Wayne Kofick. I'm one of those rare people who has a bachelor, a master, and a doctorate from Florida International University, so I know the state education system very well. I'd be interested in your position. Lately there's been some movement to change the Bright Futures Scholarship, to change, either just to decrease it or to replace part of the merit-based system with a needs-based system. And I'd be interested in your position on that.
Bright Futures is one of those programs that works very well. I mean, the whole idea behind Bright Futures was to try to keep our best and brightest students right here in the state of Florida and keep them from leaving and then maybe not coming back. And Bright Futures has done exactly that. And we need to make sure that we maintain that. What I've got a concern about from the state standpoint is really their commitment to education. If you take a look in the article that Kurt was just mentioning and everything, there were some pretty telling statistics. Do you realize that in next year's budget, the state has allocated $309 million to house 10,000 new prisoners, and we have $430 million to educate 170,000 Bright Futures scholars? Well, my point is what's the priorities, and how serious are we really going to be about our educational system? As we mentioned earlier, there's lots of discussions and arguments about whether we're 48th or 49th or 50th in the country. I think that what we're missing here is that in the 21st century, the way that we're going to be able to be a healthy society is the workforce is going to have to be educated. No longer are we going to be able to allow only 20% of our population to be able to come through and be college educated when jobs are going to be knowledge-based. I think what we need to do is really make that commitment to education. And that may mean funding it appropriately. Now, I think that there are ways of prioritizing if that becomes what is our important priority. But I can't hardly imagine anything that is more important than trying to make sure that we have a good educational system that's properly funded.
One of my colleagues neglected to tell